to do this. If you had a beef with somebody, you didn't go on fucking social media and talk a bunch of bullshit. You fucking walked up to the person and you said, hey, here I am, and what the fuck? Let's deal with this. Let's talk about it, talk it out. But now you got people buying followers and doing all that. It's just that it's just the most toxic environment in a lot of ways, and it's a shame because it could be used, and that's why I never post negative shit. I try to use the platform, make light of shit, not have a stick up your ass. There's too many people that do even the plant-based vegan thing, and everything's so fucking serious. I'm like, you might reach more people if you lightened up, like Stripes, lighten up, Francis. Fucking.
Yeah.
If you say you eat meat, I'll kill you.
Well, you did write a book called Meat is for Pussies.
Well, I'll tell you how that came about. And actually, I got attacked. I'm going to tell you something else. You want to talk about destroying people. I got attacked more by the vegan feminists for that book. Fucking tried to destroy me.
Because
they
you wrote
everybody because I wrote pussy. Now, first of all, and then she went on a blog and called me a misogynistic. I said, yeah, I like massages. But, called me a misogynistic scumbag and a fucking piece of shit and all this. So I just wrote, hey, any of you ladies that bought this book for their fellas and it helped them, please fucking holler at this fucking woman and tell her something. They shut her fucking blog down. And then she called me a maniac. And I said, listen.
She called you a maniac because you sent people on her the way she sent people on you.
But dig this. And then I said, we have a saying on the streets in New York back in the day, don't start none and there won't be none. So I said, But the thing was, I'm going to tell you how that book title came about, because it was a woman, actually Karen Rinaldi from HarperCollins, Wave. And what happened was I was training at Crunch. Aaron Drago-Zanuski is my trainer, and he's got me through all my fucking Ironmans, everything. I was a fucking broken up person, injuries, all this shit. So I was working at Crunch and training with him. And then another person, a friend of mine, all the 5 Points guys used to be there. You would see them all. They had a ring on the second floor. So this guy was doing pad work, and I'm telling him, hey, listen, man, you got a fight coming up, man. Get on the chlorophyll, get on the wheatgrass, get on, eat as much recovery foods as you can that's going to fight inflammation. So some fucking Mama Luke with fucking 1980s tiger stripe pants, fucking, like he just took everything out of context, and then he's like, yeah, fucking people that don't eat meat are fucking pussies. And I'm like, yo, you got like 50 pounds on me, but if you want to put some headgear and get in the ring, I'll oblige you. He's like, what? I said, I don't eat meat, bro. And then the funny shit with the whole book title was it was going to be called The Grow Green Road to Health, Fitness, and Longevity. And my business partner, Todd Irwin, goes, motherfucker, who are you, Dr. Oz? Nobody wants to hear that book from you. You're John Bloodclot Joseph, singer from the Cro-Mags. They want... And
then for pussies.
And then I said, yeah, this motherfucker was like, saying fucking people that don't eat meat are pussies. I'm like, motherfucker, that dude probably ain't seen his dick in fucking 10 years. He was overweight and all this shit. I said, that motherfucker's the pussy. And he's like, yo, you know what? Throw it back in her face. And I was like, I don't know, man. That's pretty fucking bold statement. He said, do it. So we released. So right away, the fucking emails and the toxicity of the vegans.
That way.
Yo, that's how it started. And then our agent, Dan, we got hooked up with this guy, Dan from ICM. He's like, met my business partner in the Hamptons. He's like, yo, that book is fucking dope, man. I think we could get a deal. Within a week, he had 4 offers.
So you wrote it first?
Yeah, I wrote it first and we put it out. So
what was the thought process behind writing it? You just had a lot of shit in your head. You just wanted to get out?
Yeah, well, I studied writing under Robert McKee. So I wrote my memoir first.
Interesting.
Yeah, story. I fucking, that guy's like my guru for writing. I took the story seminar twice.
Guru.
He's fucking amazing. I mean, Brian Cox's portrayal of him in fucking... in adaptation, fucking brilliant, spot on. So, and I actually became friends with Robert, with Mr. McKee. He smokes like crazy.
Really?
Yeah, he smoked cigarettes like a fucking chimney.
A lot of writers do, man.
Yeah, but not during the class. So when he had the breaks, he would fucking do like 2-3 cigarettes. I said, my friend has an organic green tea extract company, and the polyphenols in that is going to counteract all your fucking smoking shit that you're doing. So I gave him 5 bottles, and then every time he would call, he would have his people call, yo, you know that guy, fucking McGowan, get him to bring me some more of that green tea shit. And
did he quit smoking?
I don't know. I haven't seen him in a while.
The problem is it gives them a charge. It gives them, a nootropic charge.
Yeah.
It fires up your brain.
Yeah, it's...
you ever smoke a cigarette?
Man, I smoke like crazy. I used to smoke Cools in lockup and shit, like, you know, because that's what they give you in Spofford. And when I went upstate, it was Cools.
Why did you quit?
I quit because I started boxing in lockup, and they would have us run this fucking hill called Suicide Hill, and I would be fucking puking, and I was like, I gotta quit fucking smoking. So I quit smoking. They used to do smoker fights in the lockup. So if you had a beef with somebody, you went into this rec room was about...
Explain smokers to people. They don't know what that means.
Smoker fights means you just have a beef with somebody and you could just throw on the gloves and go at it. And as long as it's like reasonably within 20 pounds of a weight difference, like, you know, although in lockup I saw people, much bigger people, fighting much smaller people. And some of them guys, I mean, I was not good. I would fight the black dudes, and they would just beat the shit out of me. But I would just keep coming back. You know, I'm Irish. I don't quit, man. I was, and then, you know, I learned more of the sweet science, and, you know, went into the Navy, and.
So you quit smoking just for boxing?
Yeah, I quit smoking. For that reason. But when I was locked up, I didn't quit almost to the end, because toward the end of your sentence, they allow you to go home because they want to reintegrate you back with your family or whatever. And I never grew up with my mom, so they would send us home. So we would take the carton of cigarettes and open it up very carefully, open up the cellophane carefully, slide the cellophane down and put joints inside the cigarette pack, slide it back up, glue it, close the carton of cigarettes. And that's how we would get the weed back from the visits. Because I wasn't smoking weed coming back out of nobody's ass. That was not. I'm like, no, thank you. So that, you know, so that was the process, and you know, so that's why I quit. But the book came. I had a lot of shit, a lot of demons inside of me from what happened to me. Me and my 2 brothers was, you know, pretty severely abused in all kinds of ways in his foster home, physically, mentally, sexually abused by the older kids in the home. It was fucked up, and I never told anybody, but that was always something. No matter how much I lived as a monk for 2 years, a Hare Krishna monk, nothing cured that fucking anger that was inside of me that I had toward these people for what they did to me. And the secret of, like, yo, it's fucked up to say, like, yo, you're this dude from the streets. You had knife fights with Puerto Ricans. I got shot with a .22 in Forest Park selling angel dust. I got stabbed. And then to try to say, yo, this motherfucker molested me it took a lot out of me to and nobody knew it because I never talked about it. And I took McKee's class, and that was the turning point, because I went up to him and I was writing a script at the time based on what happened to me in the foster home. The kids in the screenplay, we based what happened to me in my younger period of my life. And I never told anybody what happened. I would just avoid that. But then when I started writing the book, and I was taking his class, and between you know, parts of his thing, when you went on the break, you could walk up to Robert McKee and ask him questions. So I said, Mr. McKee, as far as a protagonist who was abused as a kid, and he stopped me right there, and he said, listen, stop right there. He said, McGowan, everybody uses it. It's a cliche, you know, abusive children, to develop empathy for characters we could otherwise not give a fuck about. It's not what happens to somebody, it's what they do as a result of it. And that's the fucking light came on. And I mean, for years I would sit there, and it took me 7 years to write The Evolution of a Cro-Magnon. And I would get to that part of the story, and I would lose my shit and break down crying like fucking uncontrollably because of what happened to me and my brothers. So I just skipped over that part, and I would never address it. But then, you know, he gave me the strength in a lot of ways to be able to say, hey, man, you got to he wrote in my book, so I have his book, and he wrote to me, he goes, John, always write the truth. And that's when I knew that needed to come out in the book to cleanse myself. I've been 2 years on crack. 88 to 90, crack pills, doing whatever, getting shot at with fucking AR-15s, robbing deals. I had TOS, or now it was KOS at the time, kill on sight. I was a fucking maniac because I just didn't care. I actually kind of wished subconsciously that somebody would put a fucking bullet in me when you're doing crack.
A lot of people who get molested.
Yeah.
They almost act out to the point where they want someone else to do it for them because they don't want to live.
Yeah, I was definitely, in a lot of ways, that's what I was doing. But when I took when that seminar helped me so much, because it's really like, he's really like a fucking a guru and a teacher, man. The man is amazing. If you ever get a chance to take the Robert McKee story seminar, it's a 3-day seminar. I took it twice. Then he does workshops. But the story seminar, I just walked out of there after the third day. It's 10 hours a day, and you're just like, you're like speechless. Like, what the fuck did I just experience? It's incredible. And that gave me the power to go and tell my story the right way. And the amount of emails of people that I received that were like, yo, that shit was done to me. Thank you for having the courage to tell the story. And, I just kept writing after that. So even the Meat is for Pussies book was, if you read it, it's tongue-in-cheek. I'm not calling, there's a lot of dudes that eat meat that could kick the shit out of me. I'm not saying, what I'm saying is, if you continue to lead a sedentary lifestyle and you eat this fucked up food that's out there, that they're putting out there, that they're knowingly putting out there to fucking poison you because they're tied in with the pharmaceutical companies, it's a racket. It's not a conspiracy. It's been proven that this is what they're doing. You will become a pussy dependent on the pharmaceutical companies